Good afternoon, everyone. It's Simone Abaron here from Apotecari. I'm so glad that you could join us. We are doing a bit of a Facebook Live, or Instagram Live, I should say, today. We are going to have all of our cards out on the table. We're going to be talking everything Apotecari, everything hair health, and everything in between. If you have any questions, feel free to drop some questions in the comments. I guess that's where they go. And really, all cards are on the table. So if there's anything that you're super curious about, any advice that you want for yourself, for your special person, for a friend, even if you're asking for a friend, I'm here to answer all of your questions. Let's do this.
Beautiful. So we actually polled your Apotecari followers on Instagram.
Amazing.
To ask them just a few warm-up questions about things that they're really, dying to know. One of the first ones that we, got a lot of reaction to is, how long does it take to see results using Apotecari products?
That's a great question. And, it's a question that we're asked all the time on Facebook. It's a question we're asked all the time via our website, via phone calls, and obviously when I'm out and about educating and speaking as well. Really, with any type of supplementation, we're looking for at least 3 months to see best results. Of course, we see results much sooner than that for some people. We've got some incredible before and afters where we see some really, really dramatic results after just 2 weeks. But really, it depends on your age, on your genetics, on your diet. There's so many different, different elements that are playing a role in terms of how quickly you see those results. So we do recommend 3 months. There's some great ideas in terms of incorporating Apotecari into your daily wellness regime. And really, after 3 months, you've made a habit. You've made a really great habit. So that's another nice way to look at it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Is Apotecari vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free?
That's it. Another good question. I'm pulling out all the
I know, I told you. We polled your audience.
Amazing.
So this is what they want to know.
Cool, very good. So the idea for Apotecari is we are a cruelty-free brand. Our furry friends are, the most important consumers and
absolutely
our most important relationships in terms of, at least what I believe, my furry friends at home are my favourite people.
Oh, yes.
Don't tell my fiancé that. So with in terms of we're definitely cruelty-free across the range. We're vegan. 2 of our products are vegan, so that's Main Event and Hair Food.
Amazing.
Crown and Glory is not vegan, and we've worked it that way for a couple of reasons. Essentially, the shell that contains the goodies inside Crown and Glory the shell is not vegan, but the goodies inside is vegan. And we are working to move that towards a vegan formulation, but it takes
amazing. So you have good stuff coming down the line.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. I mean, in terms of the capsule casing, it takes a lot of research, a lot of development, and a lot of formulation work to make it happen. We'd be, the first in Australia really to have vegan-friendly soft gel capsules, so the outside is squishy and soft. So, we're working really hard on it, but it does take
You can't
time.
rush perfection.
Absolutely.
You can't build Australia in a day.
Yes, that's exactly true. You're right.
I know. So we are in those winter months right now.
Yes.
I know I have, many friends who are dealing with like dry scalp out of, everything that as a naturopath and a trichologist.
Yeah.
What supplements in your range would you say would be the best for, that dry scalp during the winter months especially?
Yeah, for sure. Ever since Apotecari started, really, we saw this phenomenon, and even before Apotecari started, really, we saw this phenomenon during winter months. I feel it myself, absolutely, where everything just feels a bit dry. Your hair feels a bit dry, your skin feels a bit drier. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that. Essentially, we're indoors.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so humid indoors. There's lots of air conditioning and heating, so it really has a tendency to dry your skin and hair out. So in terms of our range, Crown and Glory is the go-to for any type of oil imbalances, whether it's super dry or super oily. We get lots of our customers actually saying, you know, for people who are dry shampoo addicts, how much they love Crown and Glory because it helps to rebalance that oil, helps them to extend out their hair washing. But also, if you're the opposite end of the spectrum where your hair and your skin is dry, and particularly your scalp is dry, Crown and Glory helps to ramp up that oil production and make everything feel and look a lot more hydrated.
Amazing. I love that. I hope everyone out there heard that. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, with using, you know, daily vitamins and people who use treatments and do all sorts of things and regular like hair products, can you use the supplements in addition to, you know, your regular hair care routines?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing that I really love about these products is that, and our brand, you know, the very DNA of our brand is such that we look at things really holistically. You know, being a naturopath, we are taught never to look at anything in isolation. You have to look at everything as almost like an orchestra that sits around, you know, the one conductor. So in terms of your hair routine, if you've got your external hair care nailed, so for example, you know what you're doing with your shampoo and your conditioner and styling products and treatments, adding a supplement can really help to bolster on that final little piece of the puzzle to get everything working along in harmony. So yeah, we definitely recommend creating a really 360-degree approach to hair wellness. Not one piece of the puzzle is the entire puzzle itself. So yeah, definitely if you've got your hair care routine nailed, keep doing it. If you don't have your hair care routine nailed, then you need to speak with a super amazing stylist to make that happen.
Get that 360 balance.
Yeah.
Yes. We actually have gotten a couple of questions from our viewers.
Very good.
And this question actually leads into the one I'm about to ask. So this is perfect.
Excellent.
So can you take all three products at the same time?
Good question. Yeah, so absolutely yes you can. When we've from the very outset, we wanted to create a formulation and a range of formulations that was as personalised as the person who was taking them. So the idea is that we've got 3 base products in our range, and you can mix and match those products so that it suits your hair health and your wellness right at this point as you need to. So yeah, you can take them together. You can also take them separately, whatever ticks your boxes.
And a personal question just for me.
Yes.
What is kind of your like go-to right now? Are you an all 3, like all-rounder, or are you trying to focus on a specific area?
I'm getting married in October.
Woohoo!
So it's all about wedding prep for me. So I'm on all 3 and have been taking them super religiously.
Very good.
You know, previously I might go on and off them depending on what I was really needing at that time.
Sure.
But yeah, at the moment there's no holding back at the moment. There's an October deadline.
No, you've got
COVID,
this.
Yeah, COVID has tried to get in the way, and
You're not letting it stop you. That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And this kind of bounces off of the question I just asked, but are there any Apotecari supplements only for women, or?
No, they're all for all genders. So men, women, everything in between, everything outside of those boxes. There's nothing in our products that mess with anything hormonal, and that's really when you've got it's more appropriate to take it either as a woman or as a male, but we don't have anything like that in our products.
Beautiful. Another question from our audience. They want to know, are the supplements good for your skin and nails?
Yeah, that's a question we get asked a lot actually, and yes, absolutely they are. We get lots and lots of feedback about people who have said, wow, I wasn't expecting to see any change in my skin or any change in my nails, and yeah, they've been really surprised at them. Yeah, seen amazing results. So yeah, the reason for that is a vitamin or a mineral or a herb, an amino acid, a nutritional oil, none of these things have just one outcome or one benefit or one result. If you think of your body, we were talking before about this symphony. If you think of all of these different parts of the song going on, really, those one nutrient can play a role with all of those different parts.
Oh, amazing! That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And back onto the gendered question: are the supplements pregnancy safe?
Okay, so someone who is pregnant or looking to become pregnant, or someone who's breastfeeding at such a special time in your life that, we're all bombarded with information about the do's and the don'ts while you're pregnant. Pregnant mamas have to miss out on so much good stuff while they're pregnant, and, sometimes breastfeeding as well. So hair food is our product that we designed specifically for breastfeeding and pregnant mamas. Also, anyone who has been on medication or is on medication where they can't take supplements that might interfere or interact. So we've designed hair food so that it contains very gentle ingredients. It's still very potent, but the ingredients are gentle and don't have that same level of interaction as some of the other nutrients. So hair food is your go-to for pregnant and breastfeeding ladies. Mm-hmm. I've got a couple of girlfriends actually who have been my guinea pigs through their pregnancy and breastfeeding, and they love it. They can't get enough of it. And honestly, there's the videos and the photos of people suffering from postnatal hair loss. It's pretty scary stuff, and it's definitely not something that is advertised in terms of, this is what being a new mum looks like. But have a go with hair food. We've had lots of incredible results.
This is a very specific question from our audience. I think may piggyback off of that.
Sure.
Is maybe hair food in particular, but the entire 360 set. Would you say that they're safe for people who have had a kidney transplant?
Okay, so someone who's had, it can be a little bit tricky, because someone who's had a kidney transplant could be on medication, for example, that essentially puts a blanket over their immune system, or makes their immune system overreactive. So we don't want to mess with any of those medications that might be taken at the same time. So my suggestion is hair food, potentially, but just keep in mind that hair food contains some protein. So for kidney disease particularly, that can be a bit problematic. So essentially it depends on your specific case, but maybe give our HQ, send them an email, and if you'd like to know some more information, we can go through a little bit more detail there.
Amazing. And kind of to piggyback off of hair food again, I guess it's a fan favorite at the moment.
Yeah.
It is. I actually use it myself. I love it.
It's amazing.
It is. It's delicious too. Is there a point where hair food can stop working after a certain point?
No, I think, with all of our products, they're actually needed day to day. So for example, there's a lot of vitamins and minerals that you need to consume them every day, or you're at risk of deficiency. So it's the same thing with hair food. You need to be taking it every day, same as main events and same as Crown and Glory.
Amazing. This is sort of a topical question. How often should you wash your hair?
That's a really good question. I don't know whether there's a one-size-fits-all for how often you should wash your hair. I feel like, the magic number is probably every 3 days. Mm-hmm. Any longer than 3 days, you start to get the oil build up, you start to get pollution build up, all of the nasties that we're exposed to day to day, dust included. Any more frequently than 3 days starts to become problematic, because you are stripping the natural oil production of your scalp. And that oil is really important. Don't forget that oil works to almost protect your scalp and your hair from the external elements. So if you're washing your hair too often, you're stripping that oil out, so you're leaving your hair and scalp vulnerable to those exposures.
Okay, are we back? Are we good? Yeah. Cool. Another question from our lovely audience: is stress a contributing factor to hair health?
Yeah, we've been getting this question a lot, particularly
COVID's stressing everybody out.
COVID, I know, right? So yes, 100%. And you're probably not going to believe this. I don't know whether I should share this on Facebook.
Yes, please. This is what we want to know.
Right. Actually, when I was launching the brand, there is nothing, in my opinion, there is nothing more stressful than putting your babies out there that you've spent years and years researching. You've spent years and years refining your content, refining your messaging, refining your formulations. There was so much going into it. And actually, a few months before we launched, I was in the shower one day and I was washing my hair and clumps of hair fell out. I started freaking out, because what kind of person goes and studies naturopathy, trichology, like basically every letter after my name possible, then goes and decides to launch a hair care brand and then has no hair when they're launching the brand. So like these were all of the things that was going through my head at the time. So at the time it was after we had run out of all of our samples, but before we had received our first drop of product, and I thought, I'm gonna have to do something. So I called up our pharmaceutical contract manufacturer, and I said to them, look, you've got to help me out here. I can't launch a range of products for hair health with no hair. My hair is falling out. I need these products. So yeah, right. So I did have that shoe on that foot, and so I got my hands on some Multivitamin, and thank God I did, because the hair fall stopped almost immediately. It was like, at the most a week, maybe 2 weeks until that hair loss stopped. And I'm the guinea pig because I always am as my baby, but we get so much feedback on stress. Moving away from my story and first-hand experience, there is a scientific explanation for that hair loss, and particularly stress-related hair loss. And it's not only stress-related hair loss. So some people find that when they have had surgery, 3 months, 6 months, almost to like clockwork, they start to experience hair loss. This is not uncommon. Stress-related hair loss, it's being driven by your stress hormone. That stress hormone is cortisol, and it can wreak all sorts of havoc with your body. And hair loss is a very, very known, very well known outcome. High cortisol levels during stress. So particularly during these very, very unusual times when stress levels are at an all-time high, taking care of your adrenal glands, taking care of your nervous system, and really doing lots of that self-care is so important.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Someone in the audience asked, can I incorporate Apotecari with a multivitamin in my daily routine?
Yes, absolutely. And I would always recommend that. If you're taking a multivitamin, then it's covering all your bases. It's covering, the essential nutrients that your body needs to continue working. If you consider that your skin and your hair are not considered vital organs by your body is going to prioritize the nutrients from your multivitamin to really vital areas. Then if you supplement with very targeted nutrition specific for your hair, it means that nutrition is being used for what you intend to use it for. So it's being used for your hair specifically.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, that's so good. We have one more left. Not from the audience, but just because out of my own curiosity. So are there any side effects from taking Apotecari supplements? I know we kind of asked about the multivitamin a second ago, but is there any sort of side effects with taking maybe one or a few? Or
Yeah, so not necessarily side effects per se. I would say certainly other benefits. So the benefits that we get from Main Event, lots of people report how they have, much better energy levels. They get a little bit of an energy burst at the beginning of the day when they take their product. Yeah. And that's actually something that I suggest for people, because Main Event can give you a little bit of an energy boost. I recommend taking it earlier in the day. So say before 2 o'clock, particularly if you're sensitive to nutrients. If you can have a coffee late at night, like me, I can have a coffee at 11
Me
o'clock
too.
at night and still fall asleep.
Yeah.
There's no issue there. Main Event won't keep you up for too long, if at all. No. So, so not in terms of side effects, definitely nothing reported, and nothing in the research that would imply that there is any concern there. In terms of side effects, you see more the beneficial effects in other areas.
Amazing. Well, I think our time is up for this lovely Monday.
I was just getting into it.
I know.
So enjoying it. So I guess we've got to come back here, same time, same place next week.
Yes, absolutely. No, we're off to a good start, and now we can give everybody a little bit more time to ask even more curious questions with us on this Monday.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy your Monday afternoon, enjoy your week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.